Today's Wednesday, April 17th, 10:18 in the morning. I want to talk about some visions in the night that I had seen. Well, when you watch I call it your spirit TV, your flesh can't see everything. Flesh don't know everything. Flesh is helpless. When somebody come in along and attack you in the spirit, you have to not eat anything after midnight and then read at least 12 chapters in the Bible before you go to bed. So that way somebody attack you spiritually in the night, you could fight back. You get spiritually attacked and raped and everything else. You have to be able to fight back. So put all that in parentheses. So, but to make a long story short, I saw an online report that a certain woman died of a drug overdose, but that's not what I watched in spiritual visions in the night. I watched a pill being broken open and added to a soda pop. Then, when she drank it and was made weak, she was savagely beaten in the stomach until she died, and probably her body was placed where it was found. But when you read the police report is misleading. They say that she died of a drug overdose. My first thought when I heard that, you think that she was on street drugs. But when you Google it and try to Google, don't give you much research, but I really doubt that she had a history of doing street drugs and that her kids was born on drugs. Usually a woman who do street drugs would have the kind of history where the state had to come and take your kids and this and that. And I couldn't find anything on Google, but Google ain't the big picture though. But I really doubt it though. I believe what I saw in the night. But to make a long story short, you could do some things in darkness when you don't know the Lord, then turn around and get saved. And God said there is therefore now no more condemnation to those who are put the dark evil killings away and following me. Saul has killed his 1,000, but the children of the gods, King David, have killed tens of thousands. Yeah, no, you can see things God's way in part in a person, because if they do anything to you and you save, worst thing they could do to you is send you straight to glory land, But when you hear the inner secrets of this person, it's as if they are ready for another stunt. They didn't learn a lesson, They practiced in the Lord, but they're still ready to kill for material things, or what I call gluttony laws. Now, if you have so many kids by a woman and she's threatening to take your kids away, she could have did something to seriously hurt you. She could have cheated on you. And you want your kids, you don't want your kids around that kind of person, but the law usually favors the woman. She will walk off with more than half your income and take the kids, and you want your kids with you. Yeah, we know. But anyway, what I think, you hear cases in the public when rich people have money, the wife gets half the money or the spousal support. Well, I believe that if you have kids, if you're the rich one, let's say the man, and you got 100 million, and after 5 years of marriage, your wife should not be, and your 8 kids should not be walking away with 50 million out of your 100 million. I think that they deserve a decent financial support for their upkeep as they grow up. So you got a wife, give her $1 million. You got 8 kids, give them each $1 million. So there's $9 million coming out of your pocket, but you got divorced, not 50 million. So people might fight and say, well, that's not fair. But the thing about it is, you're going to be the one going to jail when it hurt you. Not only did that person probably cheated on you, but they turned around and took 50 million out of you and took your kids too. Oh, that's enough to make you snap, crackle, and pop. Yeah, gluttony laws. And again, like I was talking about on another tape, and then you come in the door, have a little year marriage or something, they probably walk off with a substantial amount, they call it, whatever, undisclosed amount. Gluttony laws need to be adjusted. I believe, only give a person, a woman, even in spousal support for a man. If men can have kids, that's something to look at too. I don't think you should walk into the life of a woman who have 100 million, marry her for a year or 3 years and come out with 75 million or 32 million. No. The gluttony laws is outrageous. For a man, you should give him a rock bottom price. I mean, how you do a fixed income, give him a fixed price. It doesn't matter what the woman's income is. If she's a billionaire and you married 5, 10 years, fix his income. Every 5 years that you're married, maybe you can get $1 million per year. Maybe 10 years to get 10 million. But you don't be married no 10 years and get nobody no 75 million out of 100 million. There's some adjustment there. Fix that man's spousal income like you fix other people's pension. So because it's too much. Overwhelming insurance killings in the world and gluttony law killings in the world. And the government and men do the best they can to help out and sort out the problem, but they're greedy. They don't know nothing about poverty. They don't know nothing about struggling. They inherited their riches. So when they think to make your laws, they're going to go big. How they say, go big or go home. They're going to go big. And that big is going to provoke you into a snap, crackling, and popping. No, she didn't cheat on me. She cussed me. She slapped me. Now she gets 50 million of my 100 million and all my 8 kids. That make you want to choke somebody. Well, anyway, I see that this person is practicing a word, and I ain't got nothing else to say about it. And I ain't gonna call no name, bear no blame, because these are visions in the night. I believe what my visions in the night said is true, and it is true. But it did not say a specific person, but I know who, what, where, why. Where I say who, what, when, where, why, and how. I know what they're talking about. But I see this person should be given a chance, to put away the evil of his doings as he bow and pray and pursue the Lord. I believe that. But because I had those little pooted thoughts, well, you ready to do it again? Somebody drive off with your car without permission? Nobody should touch anything without permission. But you should not take it to the ultimate level of kill and cemetery and tombstone. And that's what your problem is. I met a couple of men like that. What's wrong with your man nowadays? Yeah. But anyway, gluttony laws is something else. It's something else. And it hurt the other woman too. I once met a guy, he made $2,000 a month as a CNA. He had 2 boys. I think it was about 11 and 8. One boy was getting over $450-some a month, and the other boy was getting like $300-some a month. That's almost half his income. He works like a dog. So he meets me. He said, "Well, Monica, I was younger then. In my 20s, still had administration to have some kids." He said, "Well, Monica, I don't want to have no kids. I don't want to have no kids by you." He wanted me, but he wanted no kids. I said, "Why?" He showed me his checks. I said, "That's way too much money." So when you jack them prices up like that, yes, the child might be worthy of it, but when their relationship don't work out, and they want to take on another woman with her is working out, he can't afford to have kids by, second time around, love 30 pounds. Such is life. You marry somebody and didn't work out, year 2, 3 years, whatever. You turn into Jekyll and Hyde. You turn into somebody else. You find a dull, and you're positive no matter what this person do, you're going to hang in there 10, 15 years. You can't afford to have no kids by the second person. So some kind of way that law offended the second time around. It's an offense. Plenty of laws is something else. So what did I think about that guy who was giving up? He made $2,000 a month, so to say, and was giving almost $1,000 a month in child support. Can't afford no more kids. And the next woman you find, you have to put her under that bondage, laws of bondage. I don't know. Kids got to eat, but wow. Okay, this thing is getting ready to go off.